That's right, Greg and Loris, soon to be famous one day. Here yet again, coming straight back on the camera to give you some more ramblings. Just received a YouTube email today, and I want to read out the email, and then I want to respond to it. Okay, it's a worthwhile question, so I'm going to see what we can do here. The question says, the email says, I was wondering if you know anything about true necromancy. The word true is in capital letters. I know that the original meaning of the word is different from the meaning today. I want to know mostly, but not only, about the new meaning, the controlling of the dead, the bringing of the dead to life, and if any of that's even real. And if so, how can it be practiced? Demonology doesn't quite appeal to me, as demons are direct servants of Satan, in my mind anyway, and I don't want any ties to evil doings like that. I know that some would call necromancy as evil as well, but as long as it isn't used in any way to harm, then I don't think that it's evil in any way, except maybe for being included with witchcraft. But I am too interested to let my faith get in the way of learning about necromancy. If you have any information on necromancy, please let me know. Thanks. Okay, so that's the email. Love the word thanks at the bottom. You know, being polite, gets you far. It's good. Right. You've got to hear my understanding because you're emailing me and you're talking to me. True necromancy. What could that be? You talk about bringing the dead back to life. Physically. I'm assuming it's physically. If it isn't, then of course, tell me, leave a comment, make a reply video, whatever you want to do. I've never seen that being done. I've never done it. I have no faith that it is actually physically viable, or psychically, or spiritually, or magically viable. At all. So I think we can throw that out of the window. But the word necromancy, because it's got the suffix mancy at the end of it, it's actually talking about a form of divination, finding something out from the dead. So it's not the creation of zombies, zombies going, I want to eat your brains. No, it is divination from dead, or something which is assumed to be dead. But of course, if you're communicating with it, it's still got some kind of life. So this thing that you're supposed to be getting the information from has some attributes of it which is dead, and some attributes of it which is alive. We can say, roughly speaking. Realistically, the only practice which is done, which gets anything even vaguely approaching results of this particular type and nature, would be spirit mediumship. And from your email, I could probably assume that you come from a Christian background, but you've got a broad interpretation of the theology. So my impression would be that it could be worthwhile for you to actually attend a Christian spiritualist church and see if you can get anything from them. The people there might be a bit too cotton wool brained, wild and woolly for you. I don't know, depends upon where you go and the rest of it. My impression of spiritualists are that they, just like a lot of people in the New Age spiritual movement, develop beliefs. And those beliefs aren't necessarily even based upon good quality evidence that they have got. They're based just, they are just beliefs. And they see the beliefs to be too real. And I think if you're going to be involved in the occult, you've got to be a little more down to earth, which means attempting to generate experiences on the basis of some mythological research that you've done, and then being rational about the experiences and seeing that they are just experiences afterwards. Mediumship can happen through dreams, in meditation, in prayer, at times in holy places or locations, or if you make a place within your home sacred to meditation, then you can do your meditation there and also summon things forward. The practice of spirit mediumship as usual, requires altered states of consciousness of different types. You've got to experiment. I don't think I could give you a hard and fast, rigid formula for how to be a really, really good spirit medium or necromancer. Because it's down to how you interact with meditations, how you interact with prayer. I seriously recommend you read all the works of Barbara Ann Brennan, the spiritual healer, because she explains a usable model of how spiritual healing energy operates and how spirit might theoretically operate in a very good way. And she's also intelligent. She's still a bit, fairy and crystal, but you get that in this world. Just accept it. The other works you need to read, I would say, would be The Projection of the Astral Body by Sylvan Muldoon and Hereward Carrington. Just buy it and study the fucker, okay? Because it's a culturally important book within the occult world. It explains a lot in great detail and with reasonable intelligence, which does overlap with spirit mediumship, as well as naturally talking about the key subject of the book itself, namely the exteriorization of the spirit outside of the physical, which Sylvan Muldoon did through dream and through sleep, but which can be done at times through meditation of the right types. But that sort of overlaps with the remote viewing thing as well. And during an astral projection or certain dream experiences, you can, or you seem to be able to create the experience of communication with the deceased. Making communication with those who are alive, that you already have some kind of love or good quality friendship bond with, is much easier. So that's something else to bear in mind. So, when you're approaching like nearly any word, think about the things that make up that word. Think about the meaning of the things that make up that word. So with necromancy, it's a mancy, so it's a divination, or gaining knowledge or information from something which is dead, but on the other hand you're communicating with it, so it has some aspects of life in it. So spirit mediumship is just like the best thing for you to have a look at right now. Good fortune, God bless, stay sane, which is hard in the 21st century, I know, but I'm sure you can make it somehow.